Hello YouTube, just a short video I'm going to make and show you. I'm cleaning up these. These are Master Mechanic. I'll have pictures of it. You'd swear they're vice grips. Made in USA, it even says on it. Okay, we're cleaning this up with a file. And then we'll show you when we get to the teeth, we use a triangle file. But our file's messy. See that? We got aluminum and junk in there. So real quick, this is brass shim stock. Left over from a project, and I've got it set for two different files, I think. Well, what you do when you do this is start out where the file's real good, okay, and just keep going back and forth. And I like flipping this tool so both sides are sharpened. You see the little teeth it makes? That way when you come down here where the junk is, okay, keep an eye on it, it'll start disappearing. It'll take you a little bit. Of course, laying on the table, you get a better grip. You know, if you lay it down on the table like this, we're going to stay in camera shot, it's going to work better. Thing in there. It'll start getting out of there. And there's a little bit of rust. I do need to spray these. I don't like them oily. I do need to spray them. I've got all kinds of cheap spray that'll stop rust. But this is cheap file. This is only like $5 with the handle at Menard store. And I've did a lot of work with it. And this is really aggressive on the edge. So it's a really aggressive file. So enough of that. 2 minutes on that. I said we're just going across here. And keep track of that. Let me take it out of here. Beware of this. So they're wider out here. So kind of stay with that. Don't try to make this level. Stay with what they got there. And you can see where I started doing this one. Here's the front. And keep looking on either side. Make sure this is about as even in depth with that. That's about all I can tell you on that. But we'll come back and show you when we go this way in file. So stay tuned and we'll show you that. Okay, I really like this vise because you can tilt and stuff. So like you did this side, right? Well, try not to go straight down because that ain't the way these are made. So like this one, I'm going to have to rock this way. I'm trying to look around the camera. We're not having much luck here. I think you get the idea. Just pay attention. Don't go too much this way, this way. And once in a while, look around it. Stop what you're doing. You can kind of tell when you're going across how much you're taking, what's shiny and what's dark. That's basically all you're doing. You're cleaning them up. They're not going to be knife sharp, but I grabbed them the other day and I just wasn't happy what they grabbed on. They wouldn't grab onto what I wanted to do. So we'll be back when this is done. Then we'll do our normal buffing up and polishing and all that stuff. I mean, they're work vice grips, so we're not going to use polished polish. We'll just use the wire brush and stuff. We're not going to highly polish these things. They're used all the time. I can show you a pair that I've got melted lead in that I was using the other day to hold a piece of lead when I was melting it. So there you go. Enough yakking on it. We'll bring it back when these are all nice and clean. Okay, we are done. Regular vice grips, I don't know if they have these little extra teeth. Because you look at this big pair, and they've got a wire cutter back there. Remember, that's an anvil. Don't sharpen that. Just sharpen that one. Focus. And I like about tilting the vise is you can tilt the vise where your file's almost flat. See, like this. But like I said, you can go in the groove. Don't be afraid to dig down a little deeper. If you look on the other side, just don't spend all your time doing that. Try to stay right on the tooth. We'll inspect it to make sure both sides kind of look the same. You know, that they're the same depth. Then we'll be on to cleaning them up a little more. They're not too bad a shape. And I'll show that. I don't know. I always wonder what that meant, those numbers. Okay, back to work. Too much time on this little project. Okay, you just gotta include these tips. I went an X pattern. I went this way. Then I went this way. I didn't just go this way or this way. I went in a crosshatch pattern. And just keep eyeballing them. Make sure they're locked together really tight before you put them in the vise. Don't rely on the vise to hold them shut. They're pretty good. I mean, there's defects in them. You know, you got where that's been burned. Some of these were used for welding and stuff before I got them. Okay, we're going to go do the sides a little bit, and then we're going to go to our wire brush abrasive stuff, kind of smooth some of this junk out. We'll file a little bit, but take your gloves off. Like I said, I wear gloves and I take them out to do something and your hands are filthy, so might as well not even wear your gloves. Okay, we did file some here, but we took the abrasive wheel. It's really aggressive. I mean, we took a lot of little dings and scratches out. I mean, there's stuff you're not going to get out that's really deep. But we did smooth all this so it looks better. There was like a line right here, so I put two of them because I have a pair of vice grips, and I told the story of how a guy at work got a hold of my vice grips, and well, these ain't yours. Yes, they are. Hand them to my other co-workers. Yep, there's 2 hacksaw marks on it. Everybody always trying to steal your little 6-inch vice grips at work, but see, we'll buff them up. We'll get back here. I always wonder what that meant. I mean, you'd swear these are vice grips when you pick them up. Same weight, almost same quality. That's shaped different the way this is made where the hook is, if you look at a vice grip. See that? And these are used for welding. These teeth are long gone. I am not trying to fix them. I use them to hold stuff when I weld. So, I have 2 pair. This and a big pair that's for welding, because they're that far gone. Okay, we're going to polish up with one of these wheels and one of these wheels. Said no paste polish or buffer wheels, fluffer wheels. This is a working tool. So back to work. We'll be back to show you the final product. I like my background of it. It just kind of, the sun's coming in like this way. Let me move the lamp. But it does reflect light back on my work surface when I'm working here. Plus it just feels good to have it there. Hope I don't offend anybody. That's kind of funny. We'll stop there when we don't get into politics. Okay, let's try a different background. This is a nice clean back of my sweatshirt. You don't want to see the front. I put this on when I come out to the shop so I don't get my other shirt dirty. I'm really pleased how well my abrasive wheels work. I mean, they're just cheap stuff from Harbor Freight. And I've got an extra set, and I'm still on the first package when I bought them whenever. This was rounded. This was wore off on this side, rounded side. Took my file and everything and made it match. Can you see the copper in there? Does it show up? I raised metal with copper. It's weaker than bronze rod, the brass colored. Now they're mine, you can tell. You know, as YouTube witnesses, somebody steals my vice grips. You know, that could get somebody caught if they stole your tools. You know, that's all you'd have to do, just a couple items in the toolbox. You know, unless you put your name on the toolbox, you know, you could tell them, hey, grab the vice grips. Who's going to have a pair of these with that? I mean, made in USA. And they're just as heavy as regular vice grips. Like I said, this is shaped a little different. They probably had to change like 1 or 2 things so they didn't violate the patent rules. We'll open it up so you can see the teeth. So, kind of look at either side. You know, look how deep the tooth goes and try to match that. That's kind of an extra that I never noticed before. Of course, I had them way out like who knows what to get all this with the abrasive wood. I mean, I had them in different angles and stuff. I just didn't open them up. I took them all the way up like this. Because it is hard to get down in there. I mean, they're not really rusted inside of here. You can put some spray in there, but then they're going to be all oily when you grab them. That's what I hate. You know, your tools, you want them oiled, but then you don't want them all grungy, because they collect dirt and stuff in there because of the oil. There you go. Enough talking about it. I mean, there's defects. Some of them were probably in the factory when they put them together. But does anybody think these look like a porpoise? Not a dolphin. Think of a porpoise. Look it up if you've never seen a picture. Does that remind you of that? The way the head humps up? Just me? Since I was a kid? Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll leave you some nice pictures.